This week on Payne-ted Plastic.
Nope. Hey everybody, Brandon back with some more Payne-ted Plastic, and episode four, yeah. For this episode, I kind of went back and forth. The base painting on the X-Wing is pretty much good, I think. My daughter came in and started putting it together. I didn't even realize. So, but yeah, pretty well done. I may do a little bit of touch-ups before we go much further with it, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. So I thought about continuing with the painting there, maybe starting some of the detail painting in it, or decals or something. But ultimately, I decided I wanted to paint the little pilot, right? A little teeny. I don't even know if that's going to focus. Probably not. Probably not going to focus. But anyway, yeah. Teeny little pilot. As you remember, we painted him all black when we were doing when did we paint him? Oh, when we were doing the pre-shading, right. And I always paint my figures just jet black, or well, technically it's rubber black, but because it adds a little depth to the paint job, I find, especially in some of the creases and crooks and nannies. So I always paint it just jet black. So we're gonna get on with that. Just to let you know, in the good old instruction book on the back, they do have paint codes, right? If you want to do painting, and then they also have a sort of guide to paint. I mean, and not that most Star Wars fans would need to know what an X-Wing flight suit looks like, right? But they do have that there. So if you are the one of three people that don't know what a flight suit is supposed to look like, Bandai's got you covered, right? And then again, they've got paint codes down here. Now they are in. I hope you can see that. They are in Japanese, but get like Google Translate, and you can translate all this stuff. It actually works pretty well for this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna use it exactly what they say. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of liberties with the colors, simply because I've painted an X-Wing flight suit or a Rebel flight suit before, and I kind of know what colors I like for it. Now it's gonna be as accurate, or it's gonna be accurate, hopefully, but it's not gonna be exactly what Bandai laid out in the instructions. So use it as sort of a reference, but it's not gonna be exactly what they say. I'm hoping I will be able to zoom in enough that you can see what I'm doing. I mean, as you can see, he's absolutely tiny. Give you a frame of reference. Here's a Tamiya paint can, right? And that's a size comparison. Can you even see that? He's not even half the size of the paint can. So he's itty bitty, but I'll do my best to film and make sure you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, let's flip the camera around and we'll get started on this guy. Be right back. All right, everybody, let's get started painting this little guy. I am super zoomed in, so I hope you all can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to stay on camera and hopefully it stays focused. We'll see. Got a few supplies. Got my takeout lid palette, of course. X20A. That's just the Tamiya thinner, right? Got clean out pot, right? For my brushes, have a selection of small brushes up to, that's the largest, right? And I'm probably going to use that primarily, but I do have some smaller brushes just in case. terms of colors, I have a few assorted colors here. Orange, obviously, for the flight suit itself. Got some white, got some flat flesh. This is XF15. That'll be for the skin tones, the face. I think the face is the only skin tone. So, light blue, I'll be using that for the little control panel in the center of his chest. I'm gonna mix that with a little gray, and yep, and then just got white and some neutral gray. Yep, and then just got some black. I'll be using that to, touch up the gloves and the boots if need be. So, yep. I think I'm going to actually start with the whites, do the helmet, do the straps. I'll get all that stuff painted up, and we'll see. We'll see after that what we're gonna do. So, I also have my handy dandy mixer. If you do any kind of painting at all, invest in one of these. These are just fantastic little tools. Save you a ton of time mixing paint. So, oh gracious, almost out of white paint. I think I got another jar over there. So give that a quick mix. Sorry it's so loud. And we're gonna drip a little bit right on the palette. Maybe if I get in shot. We don't need much. There's not a whole lot of white. And like I said, I want to mix a little bit of the neutral gray. That's XF53, just because I don't want it stark white. So give that a quick mix, and I just need a drop for that. I'm not going to use much of the gray at all. All right, and let's see what we got. Mix this up a little bit and get just a dab of that gray. Like I said, I just want it off-white. I don't want it gray. I just want it not stark white. All right, let's get in here and do this. All right, start with the helmet. And, you know, when you're painting anything, the first coat is just to get some paint on the figure. You know, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be completely covered. My own camera. Okay. All of this will get a second coat, but just trying to get some paint on. Now I'm going to do this little strap in the center. Get a little more paint. And I'm probably going to get paint all over everything doing this bit, but that's fine, because when we come back with the orange, we'll cover up any spots that we messed up. Ordinarily, I would, you know, let this fully dry before I went in with the next coat, but I think in the interest of just keeping things moving, I'm going to steal the wife's hair dryer. So yeah, just hit it real quick with a hair dryer, and that'll let us just keep moving, right? Go to orange now, right? X6. This is actually one of the, actually it might be the only gloss color. Yep, this is the only gloss color that we'll be using. Everything else is flat. And let's do it. Get a little thinner, just to thin the paint. Like I said, I don't really want to thin it. It just makes it a little bit more workable. So, got some paint on the brush. And here we go. Wait a minute, I got wild hair. Alright, am I on camera? No? Alright, here we go. Again, first coat is just to get some color on the figure. It's not going to cover. It's not going to be a finished paint job. It's just to get some color. Alright, so that is first coat of orange, and like I said, the first coat is going to be sloppy. Alright, we're just trying to get some color on. We'll go back and do touch-ups and things like that. Alright, I'm going to hit this with the hair dryer, and we will move on to another color. Be right back. At this point, there are a couple of different, we could do the face, or we could do, I think I want to do the light blue for the center. See if I can point out what I'm talking about. The little center console control panel, right? That's just going to get a little light blue, and I'm just going to give it a good shake. And since I need so little, I'm not even going to dump any out on the palette. I'm just going to use it right out of the lid. So it's just going to be this sort of instrument panel. Man, this little guy's tiny. I can't. That's not even in focus, is it? I'm sorry, y'all. Been painting this whole time. It's not even in focus. The joy of painting miniatures. And for the face, I'm not even going to wait for that to dry because the colors aren't going to come in contact with each other. So give this a yep, good shake. And same thing again, since I don't need, but just, I mean, it's only a drop or two. I'm not even going to bother putting it on the palette. Alright, take a little paint from the lid, and I'll try to stay in focus this time. No promises. Oh, I just noticed a spot where I missed a little white. That's all right. First coat, right? All right, so that's those two colors done. And honestly, that's all of the kind of base color. I noticed I missed some orange up here on the back of his backpack, and I missed some white on his, you can't see what I'm talking about. Missed a little white here on the helmet, right on the side of the helmet. I don't know if you can even see it. And I missed a little orange back here underneath his helmet. There's one more color, but I think I'm going to hold off on that until the second coats are done, and that's just straight neutral gray, which again, the instructions call for a little bit different color than this, but I've used it before. Oh, I'm not even showing you. I've used it before for the grays, and it looks just fine. And they're going to be, there's a tiny little hose right here, which you probably can't even see it, but trust me, it's there. Tiny little hose, and then there's a cuff around, or a band around this leg, and that'll be gray. Other than that, that's going to be the colors finished. So when we come back, the painting will all be done. He'll be ready to go. Once I'm happy with the paint job, he'll get a blast of just like a spray can matte varnish, right? Just seal everything in. And when we come back, we will get on the decals, because he does have a few microscopic water slides across the top of his helmet, and he's got emblems. All right, let me get the second coats on all this stuff, and then we'll carry on with the decals. Be right back. All right, everybody, here is the little Luke pilot all painted up. I went ahead and did the second coats everywhere, and and once I was happy with the paint job, he just got a blast of gloss coat, right? That just makes the next stage easier, which is decals, right? He's got a couple of itty bitty water slides, so we're gonna do those now. Sorry about the crinkly plastic. Bandai, make quieter plastic. All right. So there's really only three. Let me grab my paintbrush. I'll try to point them out. There are these, which go across the top of the helmet, and then two little rebel emblems on either side of the helmet. So I figure we'll get those knocked out real quick, and yeah, and then the pilot will be essentially done. He will get some weathering, but I'm gonna hold off on that until the rest of the ship is finished, and we can just weather it all at the same time. So there we go. Just set those aside. Got my handy dandy tweezers. Right. And a pot of just kind of warm water, right? It's not hot water. You don't want it to be hot, just warm. And we'll give that a quick dip. Hopefully it won't take it too long to soften. Oh, and it is ready because it just, look at that, it just flipped right off the, all right. Slide that off. Ooh. Oh, even on camera? Probably not. There it goes. Actually, it kind of fell right in place. That does not happen very often. But just like that. Next, we're gonna do one of these little rebel emblems, and these are absolutely microscopic. That's the one thing about this scale is the ship's not so bad. I mean, it's small, but it's not so bad. The figure is just tiny. I mean, look at the size of that little. Can you even see? Look at that. It's itty bitty. So that's all right. We'll get it done. All right. And this is gonna go right on my own camera. Okay, right on the side of his helmet. Right about there. Yep. I don't know if can you see that? You can't see that. Can you see that? Right. Just like that. There we have it. Two little decals on his helmet. So those are the water slides for him done. For right now, I'm pretty happy with that. And then again, once they dry, I'll hit again at least the head with another shot of gloss coat just to seal those in, and be ready for the weathering stage, which, like I said, we're going to wait and do that with the rest of the vehicle. So I think I'll end this episode here. The figure is pretty well done. Like I said, the weathering will come later. And on the next episode, we will carry on with the X-Wing. Probably do some detail painting, maybe some decals. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But until the next episode, thanks for hanging out.